People began talking when a royal announcement came out saying another baby was on the way. It caused a huge buzz online, not only because of the baby itself, but also because of the timing and the many questions it raised. Some wondered if this was the secret the palace had been trying to keep hidden, and others asked whether it might change the royal line of succession again. Many were eager to understand what led to this surprising news, and what it could mean for the future of the royal family. Not long before the announcement, Kate was seen at a baby shop in England. She was looking through the newborn section and even picked up a few tiny outfits. Someone asked her if she was shopping for a friend's child, and she simply smiled and said, "You never know." That small comment set off a wave of guessing. People started to wonder if Kate and William might be planning to have a fourth child. It wouldn't shock many people if they chose to grow their family again, since Kate has often said how much she enjoys being a mother. Their youngest, Prince Louis, is 7, which would make a nice age gap if they welcomed another baby. Kate's uncle, Gary Goldsmith, once said he thought 4 children would be perfect for the couple. He believed they would love to have 2 boys and 2 girls, and that they were wonderful parents who could easily handle another child. Meanwhile, betting companies noticed more and more people placing bets on a possible pregnancy announcement in 2026. This didn't prove anything, of course, but it showed how excited people were about the idea. Kate's visit to the baby shop only added fuel to the rumors. Even though she didn't confirm anything, her smile and her words left plenty of room for imagination. If Kate and William do decide to have another child, people all around the world would be thrilled. For now, everyone can only wait and see if any official news comes in the months ahead. While people kept guessing about Kate and William, the royal family was already celebrating another happy moment. Early in 2025, Princess Beatrice and her husband, Edoardo Mapelli Mossi, welcomed a baby girl. She was born on January 22nd at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital in London. They named her Athena Elizabeth Rose Mapelli Mozzi. She arrived a little early and weighed just over 4 pounds, but both mother and baby were healthy. Surprised some royal watchers because the family usually chooses more traditional British names. The name comes from Greek mythology, where Athena was known as the goddess of wisdom and war. It made the baby stand out from her royal cousins. Her middle name, Elizabeth, was a loving tribute to the late Queen Elizabeth II, who passed away in 2022 and was deeply admired by the family and the nation. Baby Athena joined her older sister, Sienna, who was born in 2021. The family was delighted, and King Charles and the rest of the royals were informed soon after the birth. Many people online celebrated the news and sent warm messages. The name choice showed a mix of modern style and respect for tradition, which many fans appreciated. As the family adjusted to life with 2 young daughters, people looked forward to seeing more of the new baby in the future. Just as the excitement was at its highest, something unexpected began happening behind palace walls. Soon, the public's attention would shift from the new baby to something far more mysterious. Everything began with one short message posted on the royal website. It simply said that an official announcement would be made at 6 p.m. There were no clues, no details, and no explanations. For a royal family that usually plans every statement carefully, this sudden message was strange. Reporters were confused, phones started ringing non-stop, and people all over the world began guessing what could be happening. Some wondered if someone in the family was facing a serious health issue. Others thought a royal might be stepping down from duties. No one knew anything for sure, which only made the tension grow. There was another detail people quickly noticed. Earlier in the day, William and Kate had missed a public event. At first it seemed unimportant, but once the mysterious message appeared, their absence felt meaningful. If the announcement were coming from the king or queen, most expected them to appear. But when the clock struck 6 p.m., something completely unexpected happened. Instead of King Charles or Queen Camilla appearing on the screen, William and Kate showed up. They were sitting in a simple office with no fancy background, no throne, no royal decorations. Still, the entire nation focused on them immediately. William spoke first. Instead of giving a long introduction or referring to royal traditions, he talked directly about responsibility and how the monarchy must serve the people in a real, honest way. His voice was steady, and his words felt heavier than usual, as if he were marking the beginning of something new. After William finished, Kate spoke. She explained that trust mattered more than old traditions, and that this moment was about being open and real. Together, the two of them showed a new vision for what royalty could be. They weren't trying to act superior or expect automatic loyalty. They promised honesty, even when it was uncomfortable. In a world filled with secrets, this message stood out. Then Kate did something that surprised everyone watching. She announced a new project named the Diana Initiative. It was created to continue Princess Diana's most meaningful work. This wasn't just about remembering Diana in a symbolic way. Kate explained that the program was designed to help people who were struggling, especially those who felt ignored or left behind in society. She wanted the project to reflect the compassion Diana had shown throughout her life. The initiative wasn't meant to be just a yearly reminder of Diana or a place where people leave flowers. It was meant to bring Diana's spirit of kindness into the present in a practical, lasting way. Kate made it clear that she wanted to turn good intentions into real action. Over the years, Diana's story had become something people talked about mostly in the past. Kate wanted to make sure her influence continued into the future in a meaningful way. Kate's own style was different from traditional royal behavior. She didn't want staged events or polished photo moments. Instead, she planned to visit places where help was truly needed, women's shelters, poor neighborhoods, and communities where people were struggling. She said she wanted to listen to people's stories and understand their challenges directly. Her goal wasn't attention or praise. It was real, human connection. People noticed how much her approach reminded them of Diana. But at the same time, Kate wasn't just copying her. She was taking Diana's spirit and using the strength of her own position inside the royal family to create something powerful and long-lasting. Kate wasn't working from the outside like Diana once had. She was working from within, giving the whole idea even more weight. Support for the initiative spread quickly. Social media was full of praise, with many calling Kate the people's queen. It felt as though she had connected with the public in a rare and emotional way. However, not everyone in the palace was happy. Inside royal walls, the reaction was very different. King Charles and Queen Camilla said nothing publicly. No comments, no congratulations, no support. Their silence felt loud. Charles was surprised because he was still adjusting to his role as king, and suddenly the attention shifted away from him toward William and Kate. Camilla, who had worked for years to move past old scandals, was especially troubled. Diana's name was being brought back in a big way, and not by the palace, but by Kate herself. Some palace staff whispered that Kate and William had acted without following tradition. They hadn't asked for approval. They simply made their own decision and presented it to the world. Camilla wanted more control over the new initiative, thinking it should be supervised by the palace. Advisors warned her that taking over the project would look bad. Still, Charles and Camilla remained silent, hoping perhaps the excitement would fade. But William understood it wouldn't. He told one of his closest aides, "This isn't a discussion, it's a strategy," showing he was fully committed to this new direction. As emotions rose inside the palace, the tension grew thicker. Soon, this disagreement would reach a breaking point. The pressure grew quickly inside the royal family. Both Charles and William were feeling it, even though neither showed it in public. For Charles, it felt like the public's attention had slipped away from him just when he was finally settling into his role as king. He admitted to someone close to him that he felt the spotlight was gone. He wasn't angry, just sad and unsure. William felt something different. He wasn't trying to take over or disrespect his father. He honestly believed he was helping protect the monarchy's future. But Charles's silence hurt him. It felt like his father didn't understand why the change was important. Both men were trying to do what they thought was right, but they were growing farther apart. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla, normally calm and steady, made things worse without meaning to. At a charity event, someone asked her about the Diana Initiative. She replied sharply, saying the monarchy had always served the people and didn't need reminders from the past. Her comment spread fast. Many people thought she was criticizing the use of Diana's name, and the public reaction was negative. It made the tension between Camilla and Kate clearer than ever. Kate didn't respond directly, but at the next Diana Initiative event, she spoke carefully. She said the work wasn't about the past. It was about the future everyone was trying to build together. People understood the message. She wasn't attacking anyone, but she was clearly standing strong. Newspaper stories soon appeared claiming the royal family was divided. Some reports said Camilla felt pushed aside, while others suggested she was upset that Diana's name had once again become a powerful force in the public's mind. The palace wasn't giving answers, so the media filled in the gaps, often making things sound even more dramatic. The tension eventually led to a private meeting at Clarence's house. Charles was feeling left out and frustrated. He called William and a few of his closest advisors for a serious discussion. Charles wanted to know why he hadn't been included in the planning of the Diana Initiative. He felt William had broken the usual royal process by not fully informing him. But William stood firm. He told his father that this wasn't about tradition. It was about doing what had to be done to keep the monarchy alive in a changing world. The room grew quiet. Charles was still holding tightly to the old ways, the ones he'd followed his whole life. William could see that the world was different now. Neither one backed down. When the meeting ended, Charles walked out silently, feeling defeated and unheard. Afterward, the disagreement began showing up in the media. Stories supported by Charles's side claimed William was rushing into things and might harm the monarchy. Stories from William's side said Charles didn't understand modern society and was stuck in the past. It became clear that this wasn't just a family argument. It was a struggle over who would shape the monarchy's future. William decided not to slow down. He told his team to keep pushing forward with the Diana Initiative, no matter how much resistance came from the palace. Meanwhile, Charles privately admitted to a close friend that he felt everything he had prepared for all his life was slipping away. It was a mix of sadness, frustration, and maybe even a little envy. His son was stepping forward as the leader people were paying attention to, and it was hard to accept. What began as a personal disagreement turned into something much bigger, a competition between old traditions and new ideas. Many people admired William and Kate's bold steps, helping charities, focusing on people, and speaking openly. Crowds gathered outside Kensington Palace with flowers and notes, feeling hopeful. Social media was full of support. Donations increased and volunteers grew. It truly felt like real change was happening. But behind closed doors, palace insiders saw something else. They believed William and Kate were not only trying to modernize the monarchy, they were trying to reshape it completely. Some even said the couple wanted to remove voices that didn't fit their new plan. Harry and Meghan had been the first to leave, and now William and Kate were rising quickly in the public's eyes, while Charles and Camilla struggled to keep their influence. With Charles facing health challenges and Camilla doing her best to hold on to her position, William and Kate were quietly stepping into a place of power. They were becoming the face of the monarchy long before the crown was officially theirs. To the public, what they were doing looked like service. To the people inside the palace, it looked like strategy. Slowly, quietly, without asking permission, William and Kate were changing the monarchy into something new. And now the biggest questions remained. Could the royal family truly change from the inside? Would old traditions stop them? And what would happen to anyone who didn't fit into William and Kate's vision of the future?